Hello, everyone. I'm Tanya Penny, and I would love to welcome you to the Nurture Your Body Key Number 6 mini lesson. So, in this mini lesson, I'll be sharing with you three main areas that are really important to nurture your body, to support you to nurture your body. So, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tools in each area. And then if you would like more support, you can find ways to do that in the links below. I first want to start by saying that most of us really didn't learn how to nurture our body. It really wasn't modeled for us growing up. And as I go through the different areas, you might be like, yeah, maybe this one was covered, but maybe the other two weren't, or, vice versa. So many of us typically, for me, of course, I'm going to use me as an example. I did not learn how to nurture my body. I didn't see my parents doing it. Okay. Of course, we're not here to blame anybody. They were doing the best that they could, and they were doing what they learned. So I just want to start by saying that, because a lot of us beat ourselves up for not doing something, but we didn't know how. And even if we know how, and we're learning how now, we continue to do the old things we were modeled for us growing up, and then we beat ourselves up for that. Like, God, why can't I change? When the truth is, these are habits, right? Things were modeled for you, you took them on to be the way things should be in the world, including how to nurture your body. So as you're listening, just be really gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up, because there's really no point in that. That is a waste of energy, okay? So just want to put that out there for those of you who like to do that, which is most of my community. So so let's start with area number one is nutrition. And this is kind of a no-brainer for a lot of us, right? I want to say, first of all, that I don't believe in diets, okay? I was on a diet, probably from the time I was 10 or 11 years old. My mother was always on diets. And did they help? Yeah and no. Right? Because you have to continue to eat the way that you're eating on the diet the rest of your life, pretty much, in order to keep the weight off. And that kind of sucks for most of us, depending on the diet. So I really encourage you to think about healthy ways of eating that can be consistent, right? Something you can consistently do over time, not quote unquote fad diets, right? One of the things I like to teach in my program, my Vibrant Body Abundant Life Mastery program, is the 80-20 rule. And this doesn't only apply to nutrition, but I'm going to use it here today. So 80% of what is quote unquote good or healthy for your body, and 20% of the quote unquote, what a lot of people would call bad stuff. Okay? I believe in moderation. For most people, anytime you are strict and tell yourself you can't have anything, you might be able to do it for a while, but then you're going to end up binging and then beating yourself up. Or it's going to put so much stress on you to completely restrict. So I know there are some cases where it might be life-threatening to have something. Of course, I'm not talking about that. Okay? I'm talking about, in general, let's have a little bit of moderation. Let yourself have a little bit of chocolate. Let yourself have a little bit of sweets. Let yourself have, coffee once a week, or that glass of wine or a beer, or whatever it is, right? 80-20 rule is what I believe in and what I teach, moderation. There are some things that I believe are inflammatory. So especially if you have an inflammatory disease like MS or pain or any autoimmune disorder, some GI issues, there are 4 things that I do recommend you limit. And notice I didn't say completely cut out and never have again. So I'm going to go through those 4 and then we're going to move on. Most of us our bodies would consider soy, sugar, wheat, and dairy inflammatory. Okay, so as much as you can, limit those things. Like I still put creamer half and half in my coffee every day. I have a cup of coffee every day with half and half. Okay, you know, I still will eat a piece of bread every once in a while, have maybe some pasta, but typically I find, you know, rice pasta or quinoa or, you know, other things to replace that, and I really don't miss it anymore. You know, once in a while I'll have regular pizza, you know, but I don't eat it daily. Sugar, right? I do put a little sugar in my coffee every day. I have a little bit of a sweetie in the morning and then a piece of dark chocolate at night sometimes, okay? And soy, I pretty much never have soy unless I'm eating sushi and I do soy sauce, but I try to buy the soy, oh gosh, what's it called? Bragg's? Amino acid something. So I try to find replacements, right? And I don't drink milk, I drink coconut milk. So there are lots of other options, things that are not inflammatory. So food does matter when it comes to healing and health. It's not obviously the only piece of the puzzle, hence the 10 keys. But nutrition is a piece. So that's what I have to say about nutrition and nurturing your body in this mini lesson. Number 2, we're going to move on to movement. So I don't like the word exercise. I think a lot of us have equated the word exercise with a negative kind of chore, have to, should mentality, right? So I like the word movement, and I recommend that you find a way that you love to move. Okay, a way that you love to move, and I highly recommend in nature as much as possible. So whether it's walking, running, jogging, hiking, biking, dancing, swimming, right? So a way to move your body. It's really helpful, not just for weight, but also stress management. The body loves to move. It doesn't like to sit or lie down all day, especially at a desk, right? So finding a way to love, that you love to move, preferably in nature, because nature is very healing and stress relieving. And I recommend, you know, even if you just do 15 to 20 minutes a day, throw out the all or nothing thinking, you guys. I used to have the mentality that if I didn't work out at least 60 minutes a day on the treadmill at a certain pace, it was pointless, right? And then I also would over-exercise. I went through a period of time where I would exercise 2 to 4 hours a day, okay? That's not moderation. So again, you want to find moderation. You know, these days I love jogging, trail running, sometimes very slowly, depending on the day, in nature. And I have walk breaks. I really listen to my body. So really with all of these, you guys, you want to check in every morning. Ask your body, what do you need today in terms of nutrition and movement and rest? Okay? Really important not to just go by what other people tell you to do, but really ask your body every day. And it might give you a different answer every day. Mine often does. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm going to back up a minute. Nutrition. I also wanted to mention, you know, I go a lot more into supplements in the program, but I will say one of the most important supplements I have found for myself has been to add more oil into my diet. So I take fish oil, a pill 1 to 3 times a day with meals, depending on where I am. I'm in Boise, Idaho right now. It's very dry compared to Sedona, believe it or not. So I'm needing to take more oil than I do in Sedona. Okay, so oil's really important to healing, to health, just lots of reasons oil is good. I recommend fish oil, Nordic Naturals. Moving on to area number 3, which might be one of the most important areas, even more important than nutrition and movement, believe it or not, rest. I'm not just talking about sleep, though sleep is included, okay? For those of you who are like in the middle of a health breakdown, mental, physical, or emotional, rest is going to be at the top, okay? You're going to need more rest than your ego, your mind tells you you need. than your superwoman tells you you need. Okay, that was one of the biggest like wake-up calls for me, is I was not getting enough rest. Even if I was getting enough sleep, I was not slowing down enough and having enough time to just be still. Do restful activities like meditation, taking a midday nap, gentle yoga, a bath, reading for pleasure, not something that you're, doing for work per se. So what I would call restful, peaceful activities, typically alone. Okay, so having that downtime, laying and closing your eyes, sitting in nature, laying in nature. Again, nature I think is a really important, powerful way to release stress and tension, and is a master healer. Okay, so those are my top tips, my quick top tips for nurturing your body. Again, moderation, key, listening to your body, asking your body what it needs every day. Your body is so wise. It knows what it needs. Okay, so running it through your truth filter, asking it, listening to your body, taking time every morning to do that. Again, I'm Tanya Penny, and if you would like more support to heal chronic illness, past trauma, or just any other breakdown in your life, and honestly, they're usually all interwoven, right? Everything is connected. I would love to support you, and you can find more ways to receive that support below. And as always, progress, not perfection. Baby steps, small changes every day, and keep building on that. And if you fall off the wagon, please be gentle with yourself. Compassion will help you get back on the wagon a lot easier than beating yourself up. So have a beautiful day, week, and month nurturing your body. Bye.